Welcome to Lightning Tutorials. These tutorials are short, sweet, and to the point. So let's jump right in. We've covered the basics of what Nearpod actually is and what it can do. We've demonstrated how you can use it to create interactive videos similar to Edpuzzle. Let's cover how to assign a Nearpod lesson or activity. Students do not need to sign into Nearpod. So you'll need to make it abundantly clear to them that they'll need to be identifiable to you. Privacy is important, so they shouldn't use their last names, but a first name and a last initial will suffice. This is especially important if you're grading the assignment. Students need to use their name rather than a goofy nickname. So I already have my video here, the evolution of dogs. I can present this in a couple different ways. Live participation, student paced, or front of class. We'll start from the bottom. Front of class is still an interactive video. However, it just pauses at the moments where you have added questions for you as a class to stop and talk about that question, maybe answer it together. The students will not need to type answers onto their computer. So you could have an interactive lesson where students don't need to have their devices out. It all depends on what you want to do that day. Keep in mind, this video is very short, so maybe that's okay. Maybe this is something that you start a lesson with. Let's jump up to the top and click on live participation. Now, live participation means you will be presenting this on the smart board, Promethean board, whatever you have in the front of your room, and the students will be interacting with it on their computers. So what they'll do is they will click, you'll present this screen to the class. They'll go to join.nearpod.com and they will put in this code. And then once they've done that, you can click play. And when it stops at the questions, they'll be able to answer the questions on their computers. Now there's two different ways to present this here. Teacher plays, the video plays on the teacher's device and the questions appear on the student devices, or students watch the video and they answer the questions at their own pace. Select one of those two. And if you ever need, if a student gets kicked out, their code is always at the top here. You can copy the link from here. You can email it directly to students. You can place it directly in Google Classroom, send out a remind message, or place it in Microsoft Teams. Maybe you don't want to do any of the above. Maybe you have Schoology as your district's learning management system. Well, this is integrated with Schoology. So let's go to Schoology. Here I am in a sandbox course in Schoology. So I'm going to click Add Materials and find Nearpod right here. And it's going to bring up the materials that I have within Nearpod. There's my test lesson from a few videos ago. There's the evolution of dogs. Now I'm assigning it within Schoology. I could assign it as live participation if I just want them to get on their computers and go to the link, and then we'll start as a class. But more than likely, if it's through Schoology, I'll click student paced. This is especially helpful if students are not going to be in your class on the particular day where you are showing a Nearpod interactive video. Now it's right there for them. They simply click on it and we'll complete it within Nearpod. Now, the nice thing about doing it within Schoology is it autofills their name. Again, I would recommend, just because it is an outside app, taking off the last name, just putting that first initial, and then they have optional nickname. But this would prevent them from putting goofy nicknames in there if you are concerned about that. And then they join the lesson from here and they complete it within Schoology itself. All right, one final thing to take notice of, especially if you've never used Nearpod before, is where are my results? Where are my students' results? So on the main page in Nearpod, all you have to do is click reports and you'll find the interaction and the results right here. Now, I was the only one that went in there through Schoology, and I haven't done anything yet. I haven't answered any of the questions. They're 100% skipped, but as your students go in and they interact with your lessons, you'll find all of those results right here. So there you go. That is how you can create and add interactive videos in Nearpod. If you are switching from Edpuzzle to Nearpod, I hope these tutorials help you out.